Hi, my name is Honey, and you're out for a walk in the snow with God Love New York in Times Square. So I know it doesn't look like it's been snowing very much, but it started about an hour ago, and it's coming down at a fairly steady rate. We're expected to get 5 or 6 inches tonight, and I just thought it would be fun to show all of you what Times Square would be like, is like, despite the snow, keeping the tradition of the city that never sleeps alive right here. I think at this point, all New Yorkers have deserted Times Square and gone home. I might possibly be the only New Yorker on the streets here. Everyone seems to be a tourist with the kind of pictures that they're taking. But I love to come out in Times Square when there's not a lot of people here, such as times like now. And I think what makes it even more special for me is the fact that the lights that reflect on the ground amplify what Times Square is all about, which is really fabulous. I did notice that there's a whole section of billboards which have gone dark on the left, which is not something that you get to see usually, which is unfortunate. But I hope they'll be back soon. So we just walked from 46th Street. We're coming on to 45th Street. And we'll walk another couple of blocks here. I hope you can see the snow coming down, because I can feel it on my face. So the little blue thing that you can see at the top there is the famous Times Square Ball that everyone comes here to see drop on New Year's Eve. Just waiting to cross the street. Just wanted to give you a better view of One Times Square, which is supposed to be the most profitable building in Times Square despite not having a single tenant, just based on the advertising that they have in the building. They're actually building a viewing deck at the top, which hopefully should open soon, so you can actually go up and stand right below the Times Square Bowl. This plaza is usually full of buskers and dancers and performers, which seem to have retreated to drier ground today. We're going to be crossing the ABC studio soon. This is actually where you can come out in the mornings to see Good Morning America. The windows are open, the blinds are open, so you can actually see it while it's being filmed downstairs. And what's really fun is if you look up the guests online, which they publish, I think every 3 days or so, you can actually come out to the corner over here and catch the guests when they're leaving. And usually they stand for photographs and pose for photographs and shake hands. So there's usually a crowd over here in the mornings, which is quite fun to see. The guests usually tend to come out about 9 o'clock Eastern or so that's a good time to be here. We're walking past the old Paramount building, which now is a Hard Rock Cafe. There's a lot of history around this building, which I will share on another walk through Times Square, so stay tuned. We're walking towards One Times Square. On the left you can actually see the giant NASDAQ screen, which is supposed to be as big as a football field. So we're now on 43rd Street. I'm going to cross over and give you a little cross section on 42nd Street as well, because that's really fun with the way that it's been lit up over the years. It never used to be many years ago, but Times Square is kind of extended now, above and beyond the initial footprint in this little triangle, even though it's called Times Square, to go beyond. And you can see the snow coming down. It's getting cold. It's amazing to see so many taxis available, because usually when it starts raining or it starts snowing, it's practically impossible to get a yellow cab out in the streets. So I'm just amazed to see so many are available right now, just when you don't need one. So we're walking on to 42nd Street. When I turn my camera, this view is actually one of my favorites. I love the stretch between 7th Avenue, 5th Avenue and 42nd Street. And I love the colors when the ground is wet like it is now. It's really fabulous. The other side's not quite as pretty. But that in the corner that you can see ahead is actually the old and famous Knickerbocker Hotel, which was recently restored about 10 years ago, I'd say, and has been brought back. It's actually, they have a great rooftop bar, which is amazing in the summers. All these colored blocks would say Times Square. This happened, let's say, 3 or 4 weeks ago. They actually do make the blocks seem so much prettier and more vibrant. Best place to be. There's this view on 42nd Street. The Broadway show Aladdin on our left. Got Madame Tussauds coming up on the left. Got a Dave & Buster's. Got a couple of the AMC Lowe's and Regal cinema complexes. Costume characters. And I am actually going to turn my phone off now because my hands are freezing. But I hope you enjoyed this walk through Times Square in the snow with me. Hopefully by tomorrow some of the snow would have settled on the ground, so I'll be able to share with you a white Times Square. Bye for now.